In the ravaged future timeline, a fragile peace finally settles over the world as Gohan and Trunks dedicate their lives to rebuilding the shattered remnants of human civilization following the downfall of the androids. Their labor is interrupted by the arrival of Shin and Kibito, who seek the Saiyans' aid in preventing the resurrection of a prehistoric terror known as Majin Buu. Because Gohan is alive and has achieved a level of power far beyond his original history, the looming threat of the wizard Babidi and his Demon King servant Dabura is handled with surprising efficiency. The two Saiyans successfully safeguard the Earth, ensuring that the sealed sphere of Buu never receives the energy required to open. With the immediate crisis averted, Gohan and Trunks travel to the sacred world of the Kais to hone their abilities under the tutelage of their divine benefactors. The rolling hills and crystalline waters of the celestial realm provide a serene backdrop for their intense physical and spiritual training. They push their limits in the hopes of reaching new heights of power, unaware that the tranquility they have fought so hard to achieve is a thin veil over a gathering storm. Deep within the heart of the future, a new shadow is already moving, one that carries the familiar face of a hero but the cold, calculating soul of a god. In a different corner of existence, the apprentice Kai Zamasu has successfully executed a plan to hijack the body of the universe's greatest warrior, becoming the entity known as Goku Black. Goku Black is in his base form. He flexes his stolen fingers, marveling at the raw, untapped potential of the legendary Super Saiyan cells that now thrum within his stolen chest. This vessel is a masterpiece of destruction, capable of growing exponentially stronger with every injury sustained and every spark of divine hatred that ignites his spirit. He prepares to unleash a crusade of purification upon the mortals he deems unworthy of the gift of life. The peace of the sacred world of the Kais is shattered when a pillar of devastating energy rains down from the heavens, gouging a deep crater into the hallowed soil. As the thick smoke clears, Gohan and Trunks watch in frozen horror as a dark figure emerges, clutching the gasping Shin by the throat. Before they can react, the intruder conjures a blade of shimmering purple ki and drives it through the chest of the Supreme Kai. The life fades from Shin's eyes, and his body falls limp, leaving the Saiyans to stare at an assailant who possesses the unmistakable appearance of the late Goku. Gohan struggles to reconcile the image of his father with the cold-blooded murderer standing before him, his mind reeling from the impossibility of the situation. He knows his father died long ago in this timeline, yet the physical resemblance is perfect, save for the dark, malicious aura radiating from the stranger. Gohan changes from his base form to his Super Saiyan form. Super Saiyan Gohan launches himself at the intruder with a roar of grief and fury, his golden aura lighting up the darkening sky. He demands to know who this impersonator is, but the enemy only offers cryptic remarks about the elimination of mortal sins. The ensuing battle is a lopsided affair, as Super Saiyan Gohan's years of rigorous training have made him a force that Goku Black cannot yet match. The Saiyan warrior pummels the intruder with a series of precise, high-impact strikes, seeking to beat the truth out of the man wearing his father's face. Goku Black is battered and bruised, but a disturbing smirk remains etched on his lips as he absorbs the pain to fuel his growth. Before Super Saiyan Gohan can deliver a final, decisive blow, a second Zamasu suddenly teleports onto the battlefield, grasping his counterpart and vanishing into thin air. Kibito teleports the stunned Gohan and Trunks back to the surface of the Earth, hoping the familiarity of home will offer them a brief moment of safety. Their sanctuary is short-lived, however, as Goku Black arrives on the planet shortly after, his wounds miraculously healed and his power significantly bolstered by his previous encounter. The Saiyans find themselves forced into a desperate defensive struggle, unable to inflict any meaningful damage on the god who now hunts them across the ruins of their cities. Realizing they are outmatched, they decide to retreat into the past to warn their allies and seek a way to overcome this divine threat. The time machine hums with life as it carries the two survivors back through the temporal currents, depositing them in a timeline where the sun still shines on a vibrant, undestroyed world. They quickly explain the horror of the Zero Mortals plan to the Goku and Vegeta of this era, but their warning is interrupted by a tear in the fabric of space. Goku Black steps through the rift, his time ring glowing with the stolen power of the Chronos as he tracks his prey across the ages. He stares down at the heroes of the past with a look of supreme arrogance, eager to test his mettle against the original source of his power. The Goku of the past steps forward, his eyes narrowing as he observes the dark reflection of himself and the sinister energy it emits. Goku changes from his base form to his legendary Super Saiyan 2 form, Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku explodes into motion, his massive frame and emerald-tinted aura dwarfing the frame of Goku Black. The impact of their collision sends shockwaves through the surrounding countryside, but it is clear that the legendary power of the past Goku is far superior. He nearly ends the fight with a crushing blow, but the temporal rift begins to pull the intruder back toward the future timeline. As Goku Black is dragged back into the void, he laughs, having gained exactly what he wanted, the opportunity to study the mechanics of the legendary transformation. The heroes left behind realize they must use this brief respite to prepare for a final confrontation in the future. Future Gohan seeks out his younger self to refine his combat techniques, while Vegeta takes Trunks to a secluded training ground. There, Vegeta demonstrates the overwhelming majesty of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, leaving Trunks in awe of the divine heights that his father has managed to scale. While the others focus on traditional training, Goku retreats into a state of deep meditation to solve a complex puzzle of energy manipulation. He understands that to defeat a god who occupies a legendary body, he must find a way to fuse his own innate berserk fury with the tranquil control of godhood. He seeks a perfect harmony between the green fire of his lineage and the calm blue of the divine, a transformation that would allow him to maintain his sanity while wielding unimaginable power. He knows that the fate of two timelines rests on his ability to master this volatile combination before they return to the front lines. A team of 5 warriors eventually departs for the future, arriving in a world of gray ash and crumbling stone where the two Zamasus await them. The villains greet the arrivals with a rehearsed speech about the beauty of a world without mortals, their voices dripping with condescension. Goku Black reveals that his time spent observing the Saiyans has not been wasted, and that he has finally unlocked the key to his own divine evolution. He explains that as a god inhabiting a legendary vessel, his transformation will naturally possess qualities that no mere mortal could ever hope to replicate. The air grows heavy with a suffocating pressure as the villain begins to power up, his aura morphing into a swirling vortex of pink and deep purple. Goku Black changes from his base form to his legendary Super Saiyan Rosé form. Legendary Super Saiyan Rosé Goku Black stands at the center of the storm, his muscles briefly bulking before settling into a lean, predatory shape. His hair takes on a vivid, floral hue, and the power radiating from him is so intense that it threatens to crack the very ground beneath the hero's feet. He mocks the mortals, claiming that he has finally achieved the pinnacle of Saiyan and divine existence. Goku is not intimidated by the display, meeting the villain's gaze with a look of grim determination as he begins his own transformation. Goku changes from his base form to his legendary Super Saiyan God form. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku emerges from an explosion of blinding light, his hair now a vibrant forest green and his physique massive and imposing. The environment groans under the weight of his presence as he hovers in the air, a living testament to the union of legendary might and divine grace. He drops to the scorched earth, ready to test this experimental form against the dark god who stole his face. The two titans collide in a blur of emerald and rose energy, their battle leveling whatever buildings still remained in the devastated cityscape. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku finds that while he has enough control to fight effectively, the form is still difficult to maintain against such a relentless opponent. Meanwhile, the immortal Zamasu acts as a constant, irritating distraction, healing his partner whenever the Saiyans manage to land a significant blow. The battle turns when the future Kibito intervenes, using his own mystical abilities to heal legendary Super Saiyan God Goku and restore his flagging stamina. The tide shifts as legendary Super Saiyan God Goku channels his remaining energy into a massive, dual-colored Kamehameha that hits his opponent head-on. Legendary Super Saiyan Rosé Goku Black is left gasping and scorched, his transformation flickering as his body nears its breaking point. Desperate and cornered, the villain grabs the Patara earring from his partner and places it on his own ear. A blinding light consumes the two Zamasus as they are pulled together by a gravitational force, fusions into the singular, arrogant entity known as Merged Zamasu. Merged Zamasu bellows with laughter as he feels the combined power of two gods and the legendary Saiyan vessel surging within him. However, his triumph is short-lived as his mortal half begins to buckle under the strain of the overflowing legendary energy. As his rage grows, his mental stability fractures, and his right side begins to erupt in violent green flames. The skin on half of his body melts and discolors, turning into a purple, scorched mass as the mortal components of the fusion fail to contain the infinite power of a berserk legendary god. The unstable energy finally reaches a critical mass, resulting in a cataclysmic explosion that clears the entire battlefield of its choking smoke. When the dust settles, the Goku Black component of the fusion has been completely obliterated, leaving behind only the original, immortal Zamasu in a weakened state. The heroes, realizing they cannot kill an immortal being, lure the god back to the past timeline where Beerus and Whis are waiting to intervene. The god of destruction and his attendant effortlessly seal the villain away forever, finally ensuring the safety of the future while the Saiyans remain behind to begin the long process of healing their world. The sun hangs high over the lush training grounds of Capsule Corp, where the air hums with the rhythmic vibrations of Saiyan combat. Future Gohan watches his younger self with a mixture of pride and a lingering bittersweet sorrow for the life he never got to lead in his own ravaged timeline. The grass is flattened under the pressure of their movements as the two warriors exchange blows, their motions nearly identical yet seasoned by different tragedies and triumphs. Future Gohan finds a strange sense of peace in this world where a version of himself has achieved the dream of becoming a scholar and a father, a reality that feels both alien and profoundly right. As they spar, the scent of ozone and crushed greenery fills the air, marking the intensity of a training session between two men who are the same person yet worlds apart. Across the yard, Future Trunks matches the fierce intensity of his father, the gravity of their training area seemingly doubling with every strike Vegeta delivers. Future Trunks focuses his mind on the divine path, observing the subtle shifts in Vegeta's posture and the way he manipulates his energy toward the heights of godhood. Nearby, the young present Trunks watches with wide eyes, eager to learn from the battle-hardened version of himself that stands as a testament to the Saiyans' enduring will. Vegeta's barks of instruction echo off the reinforced walls of the training facility, demanding nothing less than perfection from the son who traveled through time to save them all. The atmosphere is heavy with the scent of sweat and the crackle of raw power, as the Prince of all Saiyans pushes the younger men toward their absolute limits. Future Bulma stands on a shaded balcony, her gaze lingering on a world that is vibrant, loud, and blissfully intact. She feels a pang of longing as she watches the past version of herself living a life of comfort and love alongside Vegeta, a stark contrast to the desolate laboratory where she built her time machine. Seeing Goku alive and vibrant brings a small smile to her face, a reminder that their journey through the tides of time was not in vain. The breeze carries the sounds of laughter and training, a symphony of life that Future Bulma drinks in, knowing she has helped protect this sanctuary of peace. She takes comfort in the realization that, while her world was forged in fire, this one thrives in the light she helped preserve. The training sessions conclude, as the time travelers prepare for their eventual departure, their spirits fortified by the bonds they have forged with their past counterparts. Present Trunks and Goten stand together, their youthful energy a sharp contrast to the weary but determined expressions of the visitors from the future. Lord Beerus watches from a nearby lounge chair, his sharp eyes following the Saiyans with a mixture of annoyance and calculated interest. While the god of destruction is usually strict regarding the laws of time, he allows this transgression to slide, sensing that the presence of these future warriors serves as a potent catalyst for his rivals to grow stronger. The sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the grounds as the reality of the impending multiversal conflict looms closer. The peaceful days are abruptly shattered when the Tournament of Power is announced, a contest where the survival of entire universes hangs in the balance. Goku immediately begins a frantic search for a team, quickly recruiting the usual powerhouses like Vegeta, Piccolo, and the two Gohans, yet find himself short of the required 10 fighters. He looks over his roster, seeing the familiar faces of Krillin, Master Roshi, and the young Goten and Trunks, but the gap in their defensive line worries him. A daring thought strikes him, a plan that challenges the very laws of the multiverse and the patience of the gods. Goku turns to Lord Beerus, suggesting that they pull their ultimate weapons from the future timeline to ensure Universe 7's dominance. Lord Beerus initially erupts in fury at the suggestion, his purple aura flickering with the threat of annihilation at the thought of further offending the Omni Kings. However, Whis intervenes with his customary calm, delicately flipping through the tournament's rulebook to find that there is no explicit prohibition against recruiting warriors from different eras of the same universe. Goku pleads with the Destroyer, emphasizing that the strength of the future travelers is their best hope against the unknown terrors of the other universes. Reluctantly, Beerus concedes, acknowledging that the Omni Kings have likely already noticed the temporal shifts and haven't intervened, making the gamble worth the risk of survival. With a nod from the god, Goku prepares to cross the threshold of time once again. Goku arrives in the future to find a world slowly healing, where the scars of the past are being covered by the foundations of new buildings and the hope of its survivors. He finds Future Trunks living alongside Mai, and is surprised to see that Future Gohan has reunited with a living Future Videl. their bond is strong as ever despite the lack of a peaceful upbringing. The air in the future timeline is cooler and carries the faint scent of stone dust and renewal. Goku approaches them with a heavy heart, explaining the stakes of the tournament and the terrifying reality that their participation could mean the erasure of everything they have fought to rebuild. He offers them a choice, knowing that the favor he asks is one that carries the weight of existence itself. Without hesitation, Future Gohan and Future Trunks agree to join the fight, their loyalty to the family that saved them outweighing the fear of death. They recognize that without the intervention of the past timeline, they would have no future to protect, and they view this tournament as their chance to repay a debt that can never truly be settled. Goku watches them with profound gratitude, seeing the same Saiyan fire in their eyes that drives him to surpass his own limits. The group returns to the present, forming a unique and formidable lineup that includes 2 versions of Gohan, 2 versions of Trunks, and a collection of the finest warriors Earth has to offer. The synergy of the team is palpable, a blend of youthful potential and veteran experience ready to face the void. The team arrives at the world of Void, a dark and infinite expanse where the tournament arena floats like a solitary island in a sea of nothingness. Goku feels the oppressive weight of the high-tier energies radiating from the other universes, his Saiyan blood boiling with the excitement of the coming slaughter. Despite his instinct to charge in alone, Goku adheres to the strategy formulated by the 2 Gohans, understanding that their survival depends on their ability to fight as a unit. Vegeta, however, chooses his own path, his eyes fixed on the horizon as he seeks a new evolution that will surpass even the gods. The gong sounds, and the tournament begins with a deafening roar of energy as 80 warriors clash in a desperate bid for life. In the initial chaos, Krillin and Master Roshi work together to repel weaker opponents, while Goten and present Trunks stay close to Piccolo and future Trunks for guidance. The younger Saiyans hold back their full power to conserve stamina, their eyes darting through the dust and rubble of the crumbling arena. Vegeta moves like a blur of aggression, his focus entirely on breaking his own ceilings and achieving the instinctive movement that Whis has often teased. Goku finds himself face to face with Caulifla, a feisty Saiyan from Universe 6 who is eager to learn the secrets of his power. Their battle is a dance of high-speed strikes and energy blasts, but the playfulness is short-lived as a terrifying presence erupts from the sidelines. Kale, overwhelmed by the intensity of the battle and her own surging emotions, loses control and enters a berserk state that shakes the very foundations of the arena. Her aura is a sickly, roiling green that threatens to consume everything in its path, and Goku recognizes the familiar, destructive nature of that power immediately. He realizes that she is a danger not only to his team but to everyone in the ring, including her own allies. Knowing he cannot afford to be lenient in such a high-stakes environment, Goku prepares to end her rampage before someone is killed. The air around him crackles with a savage, emerald energy as he reaches deep into his own legendary heritage. Goku changes from his base form into legendary Super Saiyan 2. His hair stands on end, radiating a brilliant green glow, and jagged sparks of electricity dance across his bulging muscles. Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku moves with a speed that Kale cannot track, delivering a decisive blow that sends the Berserk Saiyan hurtling out of the ring and into the void. Caulifla screams in protest, but legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku's voice is stern as he explains that he did it to prevent a catastrophe. He tells her that if they survive, she must help Kale master this power, just as he has mastered his own legendary burden. Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku then turns his attention toward the remaining threats, his green aura illuminating the dark arena. The Pride Troopers of Universe 11 begin their move, with Dispo leading a high-speed assault that catches many off guard. Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku changes from his current form to Super Saiyan God. His hair and eyes turn a vibrant crimson, and the savage green energy is replaced by a calm, flickering flame of divine ki. Super Saiyan God Goku catches Dispo's fist mid-strike, his movements precise and effortless as he counters the speedster's flurry. The 2 Gohans rush in to assist, their combined might forcing Dispo into a desperate retreat. Super Saiyan God Goku continues his steady walk toward Jiren, the silent pillar of Universe 11, who watches the battle with an unsettling, stoic intensity. Goku stands before Jiren, the air between them thick enough to choke a lesser warrior. Super Saiyan God Goku changes from his current form to legendary Super Saiyan God. In an explosion of power, his hair grows long and wild, and his aura becomes a swirling vortex of emerald and crimson light. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku launches himself at Jiren, the 2 warriors engaging in a clash that sends shockwaves through the entire world of Void. Every blow exchanged is a testament to their incredible strength, and while Jiren remains largely unmoved, legendary Super Saiyan God Goku begins to chip away at the Titans' defenses. The battlefield around them becomes a wasteland of shattered stone, as they trade strikes at speeds beyond human comprehension. Sensing the climax of the battle drawing near, the rest of the Saiyan contingent prepares to unleash their true power. The two Gohans change from their base forms to legendary Super Saiyan 2. Goten changes from his base form to legendary Super Saiyan. Future Trunks changes from his base form to Super Saiyan God. The arena is suddenly bathed in a blinding spectrum of green and red light as the hybrid warriors ascend. Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Future Gohan move in perfect synchronization, their combined power clearing entire sections of the ring. Legendary Super Saiyan Goten and Super Saiyan God Future Trunks fight alongside them, providing a wall of energy that shields their teammates from the desperation of the falling universes. Vegeta finds himself cornered by Toppo, who has discarded his sense of justice to embrace the raw power of a god of destruction. Vegeta changes from his base form to Super Saiyan Blue. The sapphire aura of the prince clashes with the purple, corrosive energy of Toppo's destruction. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta struggles against the overwhelming force of the Hakai, his attacks being erased before they can even make contact. Super Saiyan God Future Trunks and Super Saiyan Goten attempt to intervene, but the god of destruction Toppo swathes them aside with a single, devastating pulse of energy. In a final, desperate gamble, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta begins to charge a final flash, pouring every ounce of his pride and spirit into a golden beam of pure defiance. A massive explosion of yellow and purple light consumes the center of the ring, leaving a crater that smokes with the heat of the collision. For a moment, silence falls over the world of Void as the observers search the dust for signs of life. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta changes from his current form to Ultra Instinct Omen. From the depths of the crater, a geyser of silver-blue light erupts, and Vegeta emerges with his hair flowing black and his eyes a piercing silver. The heat radiating from Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta is intense, and his movements are now a fluid, ghostly dance that Toppo cannot hope to touch. With a single, effortless strike, Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta pummels the god of destruction Toppo through the arena and into the void, silencing the gods of Universe 11. Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta joins legendary Super Saiyan God Goku in a final assault against Jiren, but the strain of the form takes its toll, and he is eventually knocked out of the ring after donating his remaining energy to his rival. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku stands rejuvenated, flanked by legendary Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and legendary Super Saiyan 2 Future Gohan. The three Saiyans work with the remaining members of Universe 7, including Super Saiyan God Future Trunks and legendary Super Saiyan Goten, to overwhelm the exhausted Jiren. The two Gohans use the central timer as a springboard, launching a synchronized pincer attack that catches Jiren off guard while legendary Super Saiyan God Goku fires a massive Kamehameha. Jiren is blasted through the arena, securing victory for Universe 7. As the MVP, legendary Super Saiyan God Goku uses the Super Dragon Balls to restore every erased universe, fulfilling the secret wish of the Omni Kings and ensuring a future for all. Gohan and Trunks stand before the sleek, metallic hull of the time machine, the air shimmering with the heat of the Capsule Corp courtyard. They exchange final, grateful glances with their mentors and families, relieved that the terrifying threat of the Tournament of Power has concluded with their survival and the preservation of two timelines. The heavy glass canopy slides shut, sealing them away from the present as the engines begin to hum with a high-pitched, temporal resonance. With a sudden distortion of light and sound, the vessel vanishes, leaving behind a lingering scent of ozone and the heavy realization that both the future and the present now stand protected. Goku remains on Earth, his body vibrating with a power so immense it feels like a physical weight pressing against the planet's crust. He has achieved a terrifying mastery over his legendary abilities, but the fusion of his primal, uncontrollable heritage with the serene purity of God Ki creates a volatile cocktail. Within him, the energy behaves like a pressurized egg in a microwave, constantly expanding and threatening to shatter his physical shell if he dares to unleash it all at once. He spends his days in deep meditation or light sparring, focusing every ounce of his will on containing the limitless potential that grows more aggressive with every passing heartbeat. Vegeta isolates himself in a high-gravity chamber, his sweat hitting the floor like lead pellets as he obsessively pursues the fleeting ghost of Ultra Instinct. He remembers the cold, perfect clarity of the Tournament of Power, and the memory of that effortless movement burns in his mind like a brand. While the raw, destructive output of Kakarot's new form is undeniable, Vegeta places his faith in the sophisticated elegance of autonomous reaction. He pushes his body beyond the breaking point, convinced that if he can just bridge the gap between thought and action once more, he will possess a power that no amount of raw strength can hope to overcome. The peaceful atmosphere of Earth is suddenly interrupted by the arrival of a galactic patrol vessel. Its polished white surface gleaming under the sun, Beerus and his officers descend with a sense of urgency, their faces grim as they reveal the reason for their intrusion. The ancient and gluttonous sorcerer Moro has escaped his eternal imprisonment. They had originally come seeking the power of the Grand Supreme Kai residing within Majin Buu, only to find that the pink entity was decimated long ago. The news of the Grand Supreme Kai's absence casts a shadow over the group, as they realize the primary weapon against Moro's dark magic is now forever out of reach. Beerus briefs the warriors on the true nature of the threat, describing a monster that does not merely fight but consumes the very life force of planets and people alike. Goku listens with a mixture of apprehension and mounting excitement, his legendary blood stirring at the prospect of such a unique and formidable opponent. Beerus warns them that they cannot treat this encounter like a standard martial arts bout, for even a moment of hesitation could allow Moro to drain their vast reservoirs of energy. With the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance, the group boards the patrol ship and accelerates toward the distant, vibrant world of New Namek. The landscape of New Namek is a tapestry of rolling green hills and placid blue waters, but the tranquility is marred by the arrival of the ancient magician. Moro stands tall, his weathered skin and curved horns radiating an aura of ancient, decaying power as he sneers at the Galactic Patrol's reinforcements. He seems unimpressed by the two Saiyans standing before him, his eyes filled with a smug confidence born of millennia of successful predation. The ground beneath them trembles as the two sides square off, the very atmosphere of the planet growing heavy with the weight of the coming confrontation. Goku shifts from his base form into the towering and radiant state of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku. A magnificent aura of greenish-blue fire erupts around legendary Super Saiyan God Goku, and his eyes glow with a piercing, emerald light as he lunges forward. The sheer speed of the assault catches Moro off guard, forcing the sorcerer to lift a jagged plume of lava from the earth just to create a momentary barrier. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku dodges the searing geyser with a fluid twist of his body, and delivers a punch so powerful that it sends Moro hurtling through the air, his body smashing into a distant cliffside with the force of a falling meteor. Moro scrambles out of the rubble, his smugness replaced by a frantic, wide-eyed terror as he realizes the sheer gap in their physical capabilities. Vegeta watches the exchange with a scowl, warning his rival not to get careless, as the sorcerer has yet to utilize his energy-draining magic. Seeing no path to victory on the surface, Moro rockets toward the sky, desperate to reach the vacuum of space where the Saiyans cannot follow. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta take flight in an instant, their forms trailing streaks of light as they pursue the fleeing villain through the thinning atmosphere. The pursuit reaches the edge of the planet's gravitational pull, where the blackness of space begins to bleed into the blue of the sky. Moro turns back in desperation, launching a barrage of dark energy blasts that legendary Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta brush aside like mere insects. The sorcerer tries to catch a massive blast thrown by Vegeta, opening his mouth to consume the energy, but it provides him no strength, as it was merely his own power reflected back at him. In a final act of desperation, Moro reaches out to drain the life force of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku, only to be intercepted by a vicious kick from Vegeta that sends the magician reeling into the cold void. As Moro drifts into the silent darkness of space, he believes he has finally escaped the reach of the powerful Saiyans. However, a series of precision energy shots suddenly strike him from behind, leaving the sorcerer dazed and paralyzed. Beerus emerges from the shadows of a nearby moon, wielding a Galactic Patrol stun weapon and advanced binding technology to secure the weakened villain. The trap is perfectly executed, as legendary Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta had unknowingly driven Moro directly into the path of the patrolman's ambush. With the ancient threat neutralized and bound, Beerus prepares to transport the prisoner back to the highest security cell in the Galactic prison. In the aftermath of the skirmish, Beerus takes the two warriors aside and reveals a secret that leaves them both stunned. He is actually an angel in training and the younger brother of Whis. He admits that he has been watching their progress and is particularly intrigued by the potential of mortals who can touch the realm of the gods. Beerus offers to take Vegeta under his wing, promising to help him master the elusive state of Ultra Instinct within a specialized training chamber. Meanwhile, he suggests that legendary Super Saiyan God Goku return to Beerus' planet to further hone his destructive power under the guidance of Whis. Months pass as the two Saiyans train in their respective environments, each pushing the boundaries of their existence. On Beerus' planet, Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku focuses on the fine control of his legendary energy, learning to expel massive amounts of power without damaging his own internal organs. Lord Beerus watches with growing interest, finding the chaotic and destructive nature of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku's form to be a perfect reflection of his own divine role. Deep in the Galactic Patrol's training grounds, Vegeta endures the rigorous, high-speed lessons of an angel, his mind slowly detaching from his body's physical limitations. The silence of Beerus's planet is broken when a Galactic Patrol craft touches down, and Beerus steps out alongside a transformed warrior. Vegeta shifts from his base form into the shimmering, silver-eyed state of Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta. A gentle, heatless aura of white and blue flame dances around Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta, and his presence feels strangely distant, yet intensely focused. Beerus explains that while the completed form still eludes him, Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta can now tap into this divine state at will, marking a monumental achievement for any mortal. The air begins to crackle with anticipation as the two rivals prepare for an all-out duel to test their new heights of power. Goku shifts from his base form into the massive and glowing state of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku once more. The two combatants take their signature fighting stances, their eyes locked in a silent exchange of respect and competitive fire. Whis and Beerus watch from a safe distance, with Whis casually inquiring if the destroyer is concerned about the potential destruction of his home. Beerus merely shrugs, his eyes fixed on the spectacle as the two warriors vanish in a burst of speed. The duel begins with a clash that sends a shockwave rippling across the entire planet, flattening the nearby forests in an instant. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku launches a heavy punch, but Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta pivots effortlessly in mid-air, delivering a stinging kick to his rival's back. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku recovers instantly, using a ki blast to propel himself back into the fray with a series of blindingly fast strikes. Despite the sheer ferocity and speed of the assault, Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta moves like a leaf in the wind, his body reacting to every threat before legendary Super Saiyan God Goku's muscles even begin to twitch. As the fight intensifies, legendary Super Saiyan God Goku begins to adapt, increasing his speed until he becomes a green blur that even instinctive reactions struggle to track. He predicts where Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta will dodge and manages to land a heavy blow that draws blood from the prince's lip. The pressure is immense, and Beerus notes that the overwhelming strength of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku is exactly the catalyst needed to push Vegeta to his true limit. Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta feels his stamina draining, his hair flickering, as he struggles to maintain the state under the relentless barrage of legendary Super Saiyan God Goku. In a moment of pure desperation and resolve, the flickering aura around the prince suddenly explodes into a brilliant, blinding pillar of silver light. Vegeta shifts from his Ultra Instinct Omen state into the perfected, white-haired form of Ultra Instinct Vegeta. The transformation is complete, and Ultra Instinct Vegeta stands with a calm, absolute authority that leaves even Lord Beerus in awe. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku smiles, his own power surging in response to the challenge, and the two engage in a final, frantic exchange of blows that creates lightning-like discharges across the darkened sky. The battle reaches its climax as both warriors pour their remaining energy into one final, world-shaking beam struggle. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku charges a massive, greenish-blue Kamehameha, while Ultra Instinct Vegeta counters with a magenta-hued Neo-Gallic gun. The beams collide in the center of the battlefield, creating a sphere of pure energy that threatens to consume the entire planet until Whis and Beerus intervene with a protective barrier. Legendary Super Saiyan God Goku suddenly leaps through the center of the explosion, his fist connecting with his rival's face in a final, desperate gambit. Both warriors finally exhaust their energy and return to their base forms, collapsing onto the scorched earth with tired, triumphant smiles.